From 2018, we have a documentary about Gilda Radner, the late Gilda Radner of Saturday Night Live fame, entitled Love, Gilda. And this is a film that's based on her diaries, basically. Excellent, excellent documentary by director Lisa D'Appolito. Very moving, very funny, and a whole other level of a person that I thought I sort of knew. Not personally, but, you know, growing up with SNL, the powerhouse that SNL was in the 70s, and how all those people from that show, just about all those people, went off to, you know, strong film careers, and they were just everywhere for the longest time. And I had listened to It's Always Something, which was Gilda Radner's autobiography, as a book on tape when I was in high school. So I was sort of familiar with the story, but this goes way deeper than anything I had heard before, where you're hearing and you're seeing on screen Gilda Radner's own words. Now, a lot of it also you hear in her voice, because some of this was from the narration from this, I believe, was taken from the book on tape that was done. And they also, the filmmaker brings in various more recent SNL alums to read from the diaries, and, you know, them being handed the actual pages of her writing or letters, they were like afraid to touch it, because this is like a comedy hero, a comedy god to them. And that was kind of amazing to see these people getting kind of emotional, being that close to somebody they never met, touching something that this person they idolized had touched, and seeing their words and what they had felt about things. So you see tons of rare footage, tons of home movie footage, stills, personal photos, clips from movies, clips from TV, a lot of SNL, a lot of movie stuff. And it paints this just amazing picture of this woman who was very, very fragile, grew up overweight and shy and used comedy to break out of that, struggled with eating disorders for years, and was just looking to be loved, whether it was through her work or with another person. And again, just to see this person in private moments and being silly and funny and tender when the camera, well, I mean, obviously there was a camera there, but it wasn't a TV camera, and around the house, and especially interestingly the home movies, and as a kid, and just to see the arc of the story and how many other people she worked with. You hear from people like Chevy Chase and a lot of her contemporaries from SNL and SCTV or the Second City, and people that she had worked with over the years. Reminded me of the film Belushi that was excellent from a year or two ago, about John Belushi, that also had sort of unprecedented access to his personal archive. Love, Gilda is the same thing. Actually, this movie came out first. I happened to see it on Hulu. I think it's on various streaming services and probably physical media as well. But if you're a fan of comedy, period, if you're a fan of early SNL, like I am, or just, you know, the story of somebody who rose from obscurity to be really, really popular, and then had to deal with a lot of internal demons and health issues as they went along, always with a sense of humor. Love, Gilda is really, really good. It was brought a little bit of a tear to the eye at the end of it, because these people, if you grew up with the original SNL cast, it's often been said they were like the Beatles of comedy. They were like rock stars who were funny once a week on TV. I used to have an SNL poster on my wall as a kid, and the album from the show and all that stuff. So to get a little bit of an inside look at this person who was gone way too soon, and you wonder what they would be doing now if they had been around, much like Belushi. It's the gift of more time spent with a person that none of us had enough time with. So I highly recommend Love, Gilda.